Hi everyone, this is Perfume Coast, so welcome to my channel. This video is part 4 of rundowns dedicated to underrated perfume gems in my collection. Now let's dive straight into the ocean of perfumes. And the first fragrance, as you can see here, is called Tobacco Volute by French house L'Atelier Parfum, which I find to be quite underrated. However, let's take a look at the notes. So on the top we've got bitter almond, wheat and bran. In the middle we've got tobacco, hay and mate, and in the base we've got bourbon vanilla, tonka bean and liatrix. Now this fragrance starts off with this light fluffiness that's also sort of undescript. As this fragrance progresses, it gets stronger and stronger, which is quite different from other scents overall, because normally the strongest part of the fragrance is the opening. Well, that's not exactly what you're getting here. So finally, we're arriving at this gourmand concoction wrapped up in a bit of dusty grey tobacco veil. Closer to the dry down, this veil gets dissolved in gourmand almond and vanilla mix with a bit of breadiness coming from wheat and bran. I can detect quite a bit of alcoholic touch as well, but alcoholic touch is just a touch. It's quite almost molecular. So this fragrance has a bit of freshness to it as well because of the hay note. Overall, this fragrance is not overly sweet, quite unisex, cross-seasonal. And finally, what's left to say here, that it ends up with the return of tobacco, but this time the iteration of tobacco is a lot more translucent and rather complementary to the gourmandy accords of the scent. Overall, very rare to come across as far as reviews are concerned, and strong recommendation from me. Next up is another underrated gem by Italian brand Tiziana Terenzi, and the name of the fragrance is Al Contrario. So let's take a look at the notes first, as always. So according to Fragrantica, what we've got here is cacao pod on the top, joined by malt and ebony wood. In the middle we've got vanilla, tonka bean and orchid, and finally in the base we've got sugarcane, hazelnut, sandalwood and benzoin. So this fragrance has an extremely boozy opening. I also can detect this extremely dark chocolate with a bit of animalic touch, but no worries, this animalic is not off-putting in any way. It's rather the likes of chocolate that's quite realistic, and this animalic touch makes this fragrance is very natural smelling. So also I can detect quite a bit of dustiness here coming from hazelnut, but hazelnut here is not your gourmand sweet hazelnut, but rather it represents the shell of the product. However, as the scent progresses, this hazelnut accord converts into the more of a kernel forward hazelnut. So sweetness is very much toned down here. The image I'm getting from this fragrance is this expensive dry dark chocolate with a touch of sweetness and booziness. I could also compare it to the likes of sweet chocolate with golden flakes, dark chocolate of course. So, and I find that this fragrance is best to be catering to colder season. Next up is yet another vastly underrated gem that I literally hear no one talking about. And this is by famous house ex Nihilo, and the name of the fragrance is Honore Delights. So again, let's take a look at the notes first. So what Fragrantica gives us here is the following. So neroli and bergamot on the top. In the middle we've got ambrette, iris and orange blossom. And finally in the base we've got musk, sandalwood and cedar. So, and here is the thing about this perfume. If you take a look at the notes, then the first thing that comes to mind is freshy or iris perhaps. However, it's quite something the opposite. So it's quite gourmand scent in fact. But it's not your full-fledged gourmand in any way. It's rather gourmandy and perfumey scent. So this perfume is apparently taking after this Saint Honore pastry, which is very popular in Paris. There is also a street Saint Honore, which is also famous for its local shops and pastry takeaways. However, official story laid out by the brand is that this fragrance is devoted to Paris as such and Parisian gourmand treasures, whereas the scent of collectively smelling Paris desserts that's in the air are deconstructed by the specific oils and notes. And this is so true because that's exactly what I'm getting here. So the image I'm getting from the scent is this slightly sweetened powdery stud, perhaps trying to replicate the sugar-powdered crusty top of some true French pastry such as croissant or pain chocolat, for example. So what's interesting as well is that I do not detect necessarily specific notes in this fragrance, but it's rather a blend of notes which are called to create this different and unique dimension. So, and this concept I think is perfectly consistent with creativity of niche houses taking this concept to almost artistic level. So another interesting thing about this fragrance is that if you smell your hand up close, then what you're getting basically from the scent is this strong iris. However, in the air, from the whiffs in the air, you're getting your true and artistic gourmand. So I also detect quite a bit of bitterness here, and therefore, to me, this fragrance is a true reflection of a niche house. So this fragrance is unisex and versatile in terms of occasion and weather that you can wear this during. So it's a beautiful and unique scent. And finally, our final fragrance that also is not talked about a lot, so is by the brand Les Soeurs de Nuit, and the name is Clandestine Rendez-vouz. So let's take a look at the notes. So Fragrantica is giving us straight away this cluster of notes without breaking it down to any pyramid. And the notes are the following. So it's dark chocolate, cedar, blonde wood, milk, tonka, patchouli, orange, white musk, amber, vanilla bean, and heliotrope. So this one provides me with abundance of this woody chocolate accord straight off the bat. So chocolate here is less dry as compared to Al Contrario, I've just mentioned. So it's not your straight up milk chocolate, but rather this extremely dark chocolate that you might be having together with a glass of milk. So, in my view, also this fragrance contains quite a bit of orange, and the texture of this orange is the likes of candied orange. This fragrance is not, however, overly sweet. Sweetness here is well balanced, I thought. Heliotrope here is giving you this touch of almond, and the image you're getting from this scent is this dark chocolate bar with candied orange bits, probably stuffed with almonds as well. So, and you're having this dark chocolate together with your creamy milk as mentioned before, so it's quite a beautiful picture. And when you're wearing this fragrance, you're really enjoying these gourmandy vibes from this scent. However, this scent also is quite perfumey. It's also quite unisex and cross-seasonal. You can wear this also in summer because it has this orange among the notes. However, if I wore this during summer, that would be my evening occasion rather, because of all the sweetness and complexity. Overall, this scent is quite lean and beautiful, and the likes I could compare it to is released by Commodity Milk, and also another more affordable option, Mabussin's release, the name of fragrance is Star, which is also quite similar to this one. But that's it, guys. This wraps up the video. If you've liked this video, then please provide your like, share your comment in the comment section, subscribe to the channel if you like, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.